All right, let's talk about Ahsoka. Okay, I watched the first 4 episodes. We get that right now on Disney Plus. That's all that's available at this point in time. This is going to be a full spoiler review. I'm not going to hold back. I'm going to go into a lot of detail. So if you haven't seen the show, leave now. Go watch it. I will assume that you have seen the first 4 episodes of Ahsoka. Now, another small disclaimer before we get into this. I'm not a hardcore Star Wars hater or anything like that. I liked Andor. I thought that was an outstanding show. I enjoy The Mandalorian. I think the first season was great. It deteriorated a little bit in quality, in my opinion, but, even Kenobi or the Book of Boba Fett, I think they're unnecessary. They are rather forgettable, but, it's fine. I don't hate them. I didn't make, videos about them, how much I dislike those shows. However, Ahsoka sucks. It's just a terrible show, okay? And I want to break down to you guys why I think that. Let's go through, for example, the opening scene, right? The opening scene, here is Ahsoka in these ruins, right? And she's extremely cool, takes out 5 robots like it's nothing, and then escapes from a giant explosion onto a spaceship, barely just making it. And it's like, epic, bro. Yeah, it would be epic, but not in 2023. Maybe in a 2000 action flick or something, that would have worked. It feels outdated. It doesn't feel right. It's visually stunning, but it's boring to watch. And also some of the effects actually look like garbage, okay? We get to that in a later point in time. Hashtag end of episode 4, Jesus Christ. And then introduce commanderSabine Wren. Another super cool character, right? She's got everything sorted out. She's riding down this lone highway on the Memberberry speeder bike, right? So everyone's reminded that it's still Star Wars, right? You know that speeder bike, right? Andor, you remember. So anyway, she's riding down the highway. She's clearly too cool for school. They ask her to stop. She's objecting authority. She's like, I'm not following your rules. Cool slides under the barrier, the blockade. She doesn't care. She doesn't give a crap. Nobody can tell her anything. And it's like, oh God, right after they introduced Ahsoka in this cringe way, now they're doing it with commanderSabine Wren as well. It's just cringe. And it's not because it's a woman. If you imagine the same scene with a man, it wouldn't be any less cringe. It just feels like it's been written in the freaking 90s. That's what it is. It's like the 90s stereotype of a cool person that we saw during that time in these action flicks and stuff. It's ridiculous and it feels inappropriate. Anyway, then she goes to her quarters, right? Sabine Wren does. And there's this little hologram, right? I love that. It's like her friend, I believe, right? And this little hologram, clearly that person means a lot to her. There are a few more cues later in the show. I'm sure you've seen it, to that person. So this guy says, as a small hologram, and I've written it down because it's amazing. He says, we've been through a lot in this rebellion. We are not really family, but you are like a sister to me. And it's like, nobody talks like this. If you are like a sister to me, let's say we grew up together, right? We were like brother and sister. I don't come to you and say, you and me, we've been through a lot in this rebellion and you've been always like a sister to me. Even we are not family. What this is just like a lazy writer putting down the relationship between these two characters in an extremely matter-of-fact way. It's like, yeah, okay, they went through the rebellion together. They're like brother and sister. Get the guy to just say that. We don't need to subtly package that in a narrative device or in something. I find this unbelievable. Right? When I saw this hologram just saying, yes, we're not brother and sister, but we are like family, and we've been through a lot in the rebellion. Now you know the relationship between me and this character. It's like, how do you expect me to take that serious? I can't take that serious, right? Sorry, by the way, you hear cars in the background. My window's open. It's unbearably hot in here, okay, at the moment. So we have to have that. I apologize. So then they bring these two characters together, right? Sabine Wren and Ahsoka, and they meet. And there's this orb that has the map on it, which is amazing as well. There's this map on the orb, right? And they're living in the freaking Star Wars future. You cannot make a copy of this map. It's impossible, right? It's just... You can't do it. Today, you could probably take your phone and do a 360-degree bubble picture so you can look around in the map. This map can only be opened when you own the orb, right? And then Sabine Wren steals the orb, of course, because she's totally rebellious. She doesn't care about authority. She doesn't listen. She knows better. She's entitled. Turns out she went through Jedi training. Didn't complete it. It's not completed, but some Jedi thing going on there. Ahsoka being her master, right? But not only she's cool because she's a Jedi, half Jedi, semi-Jedi, she's even cooler because she's also a Mandalorian. Okay, she's also a Mandalorian because people love Mandalorians and they look damn cool in their armor, right? We all have to admit that, guys. They do look cool. So put her in a Mandalorian armor. She's a Mandalorian now. Okay, write that down. You know, it's just like the randomness. But okay, fair enough. Because like this character that's so rebellious and all this, there's no spirituality in that character. She's just wild and she's a brat and she doesn't care and doesn't listen. Like, how does that go d'accord with like being a Mandalorian, even having that training, at one point being on board with this whole idea of like, this is the way, and the spiritual belief of the power of the group and all that. It makes no sense. It's insane. But then anyway, later she has a spiritual awakening and now she sits in a praying manner almost in front of her Mandalorian helmet, cuts off her hair, you know, in a ritualistic manner. And now she's a Mandalorian again. Now it's cool. Now she's even double cool. She puts her helmet on. It's like a parody. I swear to God. Like, it's like a joke. It doesn't make any sense in the bigger picture. Jesus. Also, did you notice that there are a lot of similarities between the Luke Skywalker story in A New Hope and the Sabine Wren story in this? I mean, even down to obvious visual cues where she's covering her eyes and blindfoldedly has to, like, use the saber to defend herself. Like, it's ridiculous. It's so obvious, this journey. But the difference between Sabine Wren and Luke Skywalker is that our Skywalker here, who's now Sabine Wren, is already cool and confident and a Mandalorian from the get-go. Okay, so it kind of takes the whole stakes out of it. You just don't care because these, you know, it is so bad. It's like nobody thought about it. Now, it is quite obvious that this show is tailored maybe a bit more at a female audience. Right, because the whole thing feels like such a girls' club. All the main characters are girls. Even the apprentice of Baylan Skoll, what is she called again? Shin Hati, right, is also a female. So there's a huge female cast in this, which I'm generally not objected against, but it feels so flat because all these characters are strong and confident and smart and good looking and they get stuff done, you know, and it's just like, why would I care about any of this? Everything will go great anyway because everyone is great and they are just the best team and everyone high fives and afterwards talks about how they felt about what they just did while hanging up a sign outside the door of the little spaceship, yeah, that says no boys allowed. No boys allowed now. We're talking about our feelings. Did you notice that all men in this show are like side characters, including the robot that travels around with them, who is basically the male character within this group, but kind of an androgynous robotic male version. But you know, that stupid robot who clearly represents man in this constellation keeps messing up, right? The robot just makes things worse all the time and he follows the rules too tightly. Not like these powerful girls who get stuff done while challenging rules. You know what I mean? It is so... And please don't get me wrong, okay? I don't mind female lead characters, even in Star Wars, even in Andor. All the characters, the female characters in Andor were great. I could not say a single complaint about any of it. Even in like Rogue One, Felicity Jones as Jane Erso, amazing. Incredible, strong female lead character that's engaging and powerful and you take it serious and you're going with her through these challenges. So it's not about, oh, there are too many girls, I don't feel represented as a man. I couldn't care less. I swear to God, I couldn't care less. But if you write that cast for these girls, don't make them all the same character. Don't make them all cool and confident and bold and beautiful and like, bro, come on, man. Put some diversity in it. I get it. You're compensating a little bit. Yeah, I get it. But please, it's a bit too much. And that applies to the whole thing in general, in the sense that, like, I mean, you remember the scene where Ahsoka just stands on her ship while it's in space and she's like fighting off other ships with lightsabers. And you're like, what's happening right now? What is this? Why? The only explanation I can come up with for stuff like this is just like complete creative bankruptcy. Whether you have no ideas anymore and then in the writer room's like someone like, dude, what about she stands in space on the spaceship, right? And almost surfs it, right? Like a surfboard. It's cool, surfing. And then with lightsabers, takes down other ships. And it's like a moment of silence. I was like, and then the boss in the corner is like, yeah, that's not too bad. Yeah, write that down, put that down. Yeah, it's like, yes, put it down. And then for some dumb reason, it ends up in the show. And it's just not a good... Anyway, it takes us to the final moment of this review, as well as the final moment of episode 4. Dude, we have to talk about CGI Anakin. What happened? What have they done to him? Look how they massacred my boy. Okay, I mean, why? Hayden Christensen is alive. He's well. We love Hayden Christensen. Why don't we get a de-aged actor, Hayden Christensen, playing himself as Anakin Skywalker? You know, that's why. I mean, maybe there are some kind of political reasons. I don't know what it is. But, dude, it looked so bad. I wish I would have captured my reaction when I saw Anakin's face on screen. First, you get that shot from far away, and I was like, oh, look, it's Anakin. I was kind of anticipating he would probably be in this in some shape or form. But then the close-up on the face, dude, everything melted. I died instantly. And I'm not sure how long I'm going to take to recover from this because it looked like so much utter garbage. I mean, even in Rogue One, how many years ago is that? We had like Grand Moff Tarkin being completely CGI. It also didn't look perfect. But dude, Anakin looked like a video game character. I have seen cutscenes in Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, where the characters, the humans, look way, way better than Anakin looked here. It's almost, in a way, almost like disrespectful, this character. You know what? It's not right. Why do they do that? And then, where are they going to go from here? Episode 5, what is Anakin is like, oh, it was all just an illusion. He disappears in the beginning of episode 5, and now he's just the guiding voice in your head. Because they can't pull off CGI Anakin over several episodes. But it looked so garbage, you cannot have that 3D model in more than this one scene, basically. I would expect maybe a little bit in the next episode, but Jesus, it has to disappear. It has to go away. Absolute disaster, okay? So I don't know what they are doing. I don't know who this show is for. If you love this show and think I am full of, you know what it is, then tell me down in the comments. Please keep it civil, okay? It's just an opinion. We all have opinions here. And because I'm genuinely curious, I want to know, why would you like this show? It makes no sense to me. But anyway, these are my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed them. If you enjoy these kinds of conversations and videos, then consider subscribing and join our Discord. It's free. The link is down in the description. You just have to click it. You end up on our server. Lots of nice people there. You can make new friends, talk about Star Wars, video games, politics, anything you want. Join the Discord, okay? I would love to see you there. I'm there as well, so we can chat. Again, don't forget to subscribe. Smash the like button. I have to say these things. Anyway, I see you in the next one. I appreciate you watching. Take care of yourselves. I'm out. Bye.